Hey, I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about increasing and decreasing graphs. Typically, when we read graphs, we read from left to right. So we read from left to right. So if I were to draw a graph such as the one here, if we look over here at the far left and move to the right, you'll notice that the y values of these points on this segment are going down. As we move from left to right here, the graph actually is going downward. That's called decreasing. On the other hand, if we had a graph that looked something like this, since as we move on this graph from left to right, the y values are going up, they're increasing, we say this graph is increasing. So that's the basic idea of increasing and decreasing. But graphs don't have to be linear. These first two examples I've drawn are both linear examples. You can actually have nonlinear graphs that are increasing or decreasing. For instance, suppose I drew a graph that looks something like this. From left to right, as I trace along this graph, as I trace along here from left to right, the values of the graph are increasing. However, they're increasing more steeply here than they are here. I like to think of this like a little mountain. If you were walking up this hill, this part of the hill would be more difficult to climb up than here. Here the hill is almost flat. Here the hill is pretty steep. So we would say this is an increasing graph, but it's increasing at a decreasing rate. In other words, as we go from left to right, the graph gets more flat. That's called increasing at a decreasing rate. Let's look at another example together. What about a graph that looks something like this? Note that as we move along the graph from left to right, the graph is going up, but it starts off pretty flat here. It gets steeper over here. So while this is increasing, it's increasing at an increasing rate because as we move from left to right, the hill gets steeper. Think of it again, a little man here, and you're walking. You're walking uphill here a little bit, but as you get further to the right, you're walking up quite a bit of a hill. So that's increasing with an increasing steepness. That's the idea of increasing and decreasing in a nutshell. So I hope this has been a little bit helpful to you.